Radiant team ban.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Good Play Gaming Southeastern Asian Invitational Group Stage between Mineski and Arrow Gaming. Game 1 went the way of Arrow in a very flashy fashion. A Dagon Morphing, for Christ's sake. Just having that triple barrel shotgun, I believe I called it. Just that huge amount of burst potential and just delivering an onslaught to Mineski. So they didn't really have a chance in the latter stages of that one there. They got dominated pretty well in the lanes with some early aggressive movement from Arrow, and now we see them trying to make things happen in game. Thank you guys once again for joining me here on Beyond the Summit. I myself am Blaze, and this time around I'm going to be joined by a friend here, Helium Umbrella. There we go. How's it going?
Pretty good. You can just call me Helium. The name is just extended for uniqueness, but yeah, it's going pretty well. I woke up feeling a little under the weather today, so decided to stay home, getting the opportunity to cast some Dota. And you mentioned the strong performance from Arrow. How's my boy DDZ doing? Is he getting me those fantasy points?
So most definitely, yeah. He played Ember Spirit last time around, and there were a lot of early gank movement. That's everything you'd expect from him there. I mean, he is that quintessential bid player that's so aggressive and high caliber as far as his manipulation of the heroes. So it's interesting that I've actually switched it up so that they're drafting his heroes a lot later. Like the Invoker, the Brewmaster get banned out here, and then like the Ember Spirit didn't even get picked up until like the 4th pick. So they do kind of push him back in the draft, but that's probably because they feel confident in his flexibility.
Yeah. What? So he was on the Morphing last game, is what you said?
No, Ember Spirit.
He was an Ember Spirit. All right. Well, we can look at the bans here. Again, we see no surprise. We see Lycan being taken out, Invoker, Naga Siren. She's been getting banned less, but I guess Southeast Asian scene maybe still picking her up quite a bit. And then a Brewmaster, and quite a lot of picks. This draft is going rather quickly.
Yeah, a little bit back and forth here. Mineski really do like that Bat Rider, and Arrow seemed not afraid of it at all last time. It was played by Jesse Vash, and they did their best to try to make things happen with it, but I don't know, the Link Dagger got delayed, the jungle was farmed out by the Sand King, and then, yeah, it didn't really seem to make much of a difference once that Morphling had the Lincoln Sphere, so they just didn't really have a great draft to deal with a Morphling in general, and obviously that came into play when Lance just got to E-Blade Dagon all over them, so in this case here, the Sand King is going to be picked up by the side of Arrow Gaming, along with that Darkseer once again for the Wombo combo. Xiangzai, a great Darkseer player, has shown it time and time again, especially just earlier in that last game. So, combining that now with a Kinetic Field, a Static Storm, and the Epi Burrow, man, this is going to be an amazing team fight from Arrow Gaming. They don't even need the Ancient Apparition to make something really devastating happen here.
Yeah, there's enough heroes now that we can sort of see the team strategies. Like Mineski, they've got the Rubik. I mean, he's great. Overall, he can steal some spells, but Bat Rider and Ancient Apparition, sort of pick-off oriented. Now you've got potential mid-hero with the Viper, and then Arrow Gaming, like really strong supports, great offlaner, good team fight, Wombo combo, the ability to turtle. So maybe expect them to pick up some really late-game heroes. Like, I mean, I guess the Naga's banned out. Maybe they can go for PL. Or even a Spectre, Anti-Mage, something like that. And also could grab DDZ, his Tinker, and just sort of turtle forever and wait for that hard carry to come on later.
Yeah, so now we have to look at DDZ and Lance's pickups here. I'm actually curious how Mineski are going to be selecting their roles, because last time around they actually had Jay run as support Sand King, and I don't feel that was very comfortable as far as his role set goes. They have been running 2 stand-ins today. ASD is NMA or Inmacute or ZSXC, however you want to call him, but the other 2 are complete stand-ins, so that means that they have been trying to kind of play outside their comfort zone, adapt to the roles of the players that they have, and that did mean that Jay wasn't the playmaker. He was the one that was being gone on most of the time, and just didn't have really much experience in that role in a competitive sense, I believe. So in this case here, I hope they do put him back on a core hero. We'll see exactly what he's going to be playing once, of course, the actual hero selection comes through. But for now, it looks like it's going to be Lance's Mirana. Lance getting all the setup he really needs from something like a Glimpse, a Kinetic, or a Burrow Strike, assuming they can get in range for those abilities. But a good Bat Rider should be able to hold against that and kind of try to play it safe when he knows what he's up against.
Yeah, so they pick up the Mirana here for Arrow Gaming, so they've got the Arrow, their namesake ability, I guess. Not quite what I was expecting. I mean, you can land the arrow off of Sand King stun. It's, what, 2.17 seconds, so it's pretty good, one of the longest level 1 stuns in the game. It's not the best. You can also land it off of a Glimpse, Now that adds a little bit more pick-off potential to them. Also some split push later on in the game with that Mirana. The bans looks like just countering one another there, the Lifestealer and the Razor taken out. We actually saw Razor get played quite a bit the last time we were casting. Or banned quite a bit, rather, the last time we were casting.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what that's trying to accomplish. Maybe just the aspect of making sure the Viper is only dealing damage based on Nether Toxin, and of course Razor's just naturally pretty tanky, so initiating on him with like a lasso is not going to be that helpful. Of course, they do have the Glimpse to pull back the Bat Rider anyways, so like I guess they just don't want to go up against a really tanky opponent in the mid lane there, but that's not really what you're afraid of when you look at DDZ's potential. I guess they're happy to go Bat Rider versus Tinker and those kinds of things, so they're kind of trying to force him into that.
Razor's like the only hero that can do well or beat Viper, you know?
Yeah,
I think that's.
I mean, Viper will at least draw even. That's the bottom line there.
Even then, it's still only even, but he's like the only hero that can actually stand up in the lane and potentially even kill Viper early.
Gonna pick up the Morphling themselves here. Jay's Morphling is not to be underrated as well, but we'll see if he even gets a chance to use it, considering they're so topsy-turvy in terms of roles go. But yeah, Arrow, they get their opponent selection. They know exactly what they're up against, and right now they've already got a couple of good tools to pin down the Morphling. They've got Burrow Strike, Arrow, and they've got the Static Storm. The Static Storm probably being the biggest one for locking a Morphling in place. If you can silence him, prevent him from morphing, prevent him from waving, then yeah, he is going to be a sitting duck. So they can pin him down and try to get as many kills on him. Just kind of deconstructing his momentum is going to give them a lot of say in this game as far as how it progresses towards the mid to late. As far as general item progression, we're going to see the Viper build up the mechanism for the team. The Ancient Apparition Rubik just going to focus on early consumables and wards and such to try to get map control. And if they make the right rotations, you can see some real damage coming across. Fade Bolt, Waveform, Ice Blast alone is enough to give most of the heroes on the board for Arrow. And yeah, now what do you pick up for DDZ?
I don't know. I kind of feel like, I guess you said Lance was playing the Morphling earlier, but I feel like they kind of wanted that Morphling. It's great against Viper. You can get the Replicate, and then Viper's always taking the corrosive damage from that. So that sort of interaction is interesting. And again, you've got the strong turret potential, pick-off, that you could protect that Morphling for so long because he does come online a little bit later than most of the carries. But, I mean, if you do want to fight with Morphling early, he does offer a bit of damage in that waveform, and he's going to be pretty hard to kill. There's the good stun on Rubik, and also stealing Morph as Rubik would have been good. But as for what they want right now, I mean, I guess Mirana is going to be that carry, so they're going to go Queen of Pain into the mid lane. At least you can blink away from Viper, so you shouldn't be giving up any kills.
Yeah, tough one to go up against, though. I mean, they've got the Telekinesis instant disable. Jay can steal the blink away from the Queen of Pain as well, and she doesn't really add that much hard lockdown against Morphling, so it looks like they're just gonna try to hard burst them out, and this would work great if they get like the huge Xiangzai initiations that we saw last time around. You vac them in for Screen Sonic, that's gonna be almost their entire life bars, whether or not they have Mech and Pipe, so that's gonna be some great combos, but it's gonna be as reliant on the Darkseer as it is on anybody else. Beyond that, like you said, in the lane she shouldn't die, but obviously there's potential for smoke ganks and things like that from the Rubik. So we'll see once again. A little bit of odd roll set from Mineski, but otherwise things seem pretty characteristic from Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's not getting picked up as a hero a lot, the Queen of Pain, but there is quite a few stunts here on Arrow Gaming, so I think they still have the potential to lock down this Morphling, and they can gank up the mid to help him out. Looks like it will be Viper who's heading there. Morphling commonly run in the mid lane these days, but he's going to be heading top into that safe.
So looking at the full lineup of Arrow, I was just fixing something on the overlay real quick, and now looking over at the Radiant side, we do see Arrow Gaming are going to have Johnny run on the support Sand King here alongside Mosin, who's going to be running on the Disruptor. This is going to leave Lance to play on the Wraith, banned first Mirana as a carry. And then we're going to have DDZ, of course, take up that Queen of Pain in the mid. He starts off with a Null Talisman for 65 right-click damage and a couple of Tangos pooled. And then we're going to have Xiangzai on that offlane Darkseer. No boots, just kind of going for that Stout Shield, tank, and sustain build to try to deliver as many Iron Shells as possible before he is forced back into the jungle.
Yeah. And looking over to Mineski here on the Dire side. This is game 2, I believe, yeah?
Yes, it is.
We've got Jay. He's going to be playing that Rubik on the Ancient Apparition. We've got ASD, but I believe you called him by another name. That
would be
the AA?
NMA in the qualifiers. He was ZSXC. He's generally speaking a core player, but like I said, they're doing something crazy for these standing combos.
Apparition.
Obviously.
Support Morphling. That's going to be the stand-in here. Chin, obviously the actual carry as he goes for that quick build into an Aquila, Ring of Protection, Slippers of Agility. We've got a stand-in to BYB here in the mid lane, so stand-ins on 2 of their core roles. We've got the Viper in the mid lane, and we have Jesse Vash, the Batrider, here in that solo, or in that off lane.
So, should be a pretty interesting one here. It's going to be Batrider just leech from the jungle here, trying to go Firefly in. Maybe even didn't need Firefly, maybe just tree cut his way. But either way, he is hiding out in the tree line, just getting a little bit of experience here and there. The 1300 buff making it so that he can go actually really far out there and still be able to get most of the benefit from this lane. And Lance, being the good carry that he is keeping his lane, for the most part, pretty well static in the same location, just outside of tower range, and that does give Batrider the most potential to actually leech that experience. Either way, in the mid lane, it's going to be very back and forth. 5 for 0, now 6 for DDZ. So he is leading out significantly in CS, but they are trading hits back and forth pretty quickly. So we'll have to see if he does have to curry out some Sav regen, or if he's just going to be able to get the bottle outright. And I think he is actually well on his way there. I mean, he's 500 out of 650. It looks like he is going to be getting that bottle no problem, just taking a few hits in trade.
Yeah, there's a lot more regen. There was only 2 tangos pulled over to DZ on the Queen of Pain, whereas BYB bought his own and was pulled 1, maybe even 2. Definitely 2, because he's got 1 and it's on cooldown. So he came into this lane with 6 tangos.
Bottom lane, there's going to be a Burst Strike to come on through onto Jesse Vash here, trying to turn about for the arrow. Not going to connect, though. There is a range creep in the way, so he won't even throw it. And, yeah, they're just going to be able to force him back. He knew that Lance didn't have a leap away, so we saw Jesse Vash try to go for a cute little play there, but luckily the supports weren't smoke roaming towards mid. They were close enough to bail him out.
Well, Jesse Vash gets up to level 2, and it looks like that's all he wants. He's going to start heading back into the jungle. He's got Napalm, he's got Firefly, so he's ready to do it. Meanwhile, up top, Jay and Viz, can they try to have a go here on this Darkseer? They know exactly where he is. Rubik spotting him out. Now he's going to go for the lift. Chilling touch onto 2 of them, throw him back. And looks like this will be the first blood here of the match. Zhangji will go down. Jay picks up the first blood.
Yeah, I mean, Zhangji didn't even have Surge available. He was only level 1 this whole time, so no surprise there. And a good movement to pick up that Invis rune. Right now, as far as Radiant Vision goes, it's very concentrated towards the mid and the bottom. Actually, do they still have an Observer Ward stocked up, or was that dewarded? It looks like it was taken out by a sentry. Oh, no, it's up there. So they did kind of have some understanding of where the supports were or weren't, more like, but that Invis-Rune they didn't have any direct knowledge of. So anyways, yeah, Arrow's going to lose out on the first blood this time around, but they still feel pretty good about the CS board. I mean, the Morphling's doing well, the Viper's doing okay, but the Queen and Pain and Mirana are doing insane. Actually, mid lane, a lot of damage back and forth, but it looks like, yeah, Queen of Pain's going to be forced back with the help of the Batrider.
Yeah, I'm curious if BYB is going to put another point here into the Corrosive Skin, because that, strong magic burst from DDZ's Queen of Pain can be pretty annoying. And I mean, we saw how low DDZ was getting there. Like, he could almost die from the Corrosive Skin if he tries to trade those blows the next time.
Yeah, it's perfect to refresh it too, because it's a 4-second duration and the Shadow Strike ticks every 3 seconds. So it is going to, as long as the Shadow Strike is up, he's going to be taking that return damage. And I think it is actually a really good skill to max against Queen of Pain here. But if he wants to be a little more aggressive in his last hitting, I can understand the poison 1-point wonder for the poison attack to get that orb effect, manual cast, and then of course the 2 points of Nether Toxin for last hitting. Either way, the rune spawn is going to be bottom here. Both teams catching sight of that one. And the double damage rune is going to go to DDZ here, so bottling that up, that's going to help a lot. But upon his return, there might be some trouble. It's going to be a smoke movement here from Jay as well as NMA going onto the Darkseer up top.
Yeah, it looks like they went Darkseer. Queen of Pain, though, showing why she was a great mid-hero at one point. Still is, I think. I don't know. Getting that rune control, though, now comes back with a double damage and going to harass BYB out. The CS there, still very even. DDZ actually a little bit ahead, and now that's smoking top.
Yeah, so they should be able to bring him down. The Surge being canceled up by the Telekinesis, but he did put 2 points in it. Is it going to be enough to get him out? No, they can just dive underneath. Oh, the cancel of the attack animation. They get the salve off. But there's the Fade Bolt, and that is going to be the kill. It cost him a lot of life. Actually, Jay dropping down to 4 HP. The range creep! The range creep gets him! Radiant kill. They don't get any experience, but a nice little bit of cash. And MVP Radiant creep. That was outrageous.
Well, good jukes there. Quick on his toes to eat the tangos there with Zhangzi. Actually, mid lane.
Yeah, 1 for 1.
Goes down to the corrosive skin. I mean, I don't know if, yeah, just the corrosive skin ticking out. I feel like this is a matchup where you could almost not get Shadow Strike on Queen of Pain. I don't think that's why he even died there. He'd probably just ticked out because the Scream of Pain got the kill, but oh well. Good trade for the Queen of Pain. Getting the experience from that, and Viper doesn't.
Exactly. He threw out the Viper Strike. It did enough damage over time with the corrosive, as you mentioned, but that experience is going to be huge for Queen of Pain. She is right now 514 on the experience per minute chart, already up to level 7, and she doesn't even necessarily have to go back mid. She is going to choose to TP right back there, but if she wanted to actually put some pressure out, she could be ganking right now. Like, she doesn't even require runes to actually get into the action if she has just one other person to set her up. For now, though, DDZ happy to just win out this mid lane as he has that experience advantage, and Viper at only level 6 might be in for a rough time. Either way, we're going to see the movement here. Xiangzai making his way to the jungle with that Soul Ring, and Johnny here, how's his stacks looking? He does have a double here on the western side, and that's about it. Hasted Rubik coming in, smoked up, going to look for a kill onto DDZ.
DDZ has Blink. I guess he's waiting to be set back down. Now he should Blink uphill, but this damage over time might bring him down. Now he's got the bottle. I think it's going to be okay. Xiangzi also going to rotate over, but now the haste rune on the Rubik. He's going for the kill, but he instead is greeted with an ultimate to the face. Maybe he could have ran toward the Ancients to deny himself, but DDZ picks up another kill, and Jay's been doing a really good job on the Rubik of securing all the runes and using them. He also used the smoke to try to get a kill there in the mid lane, but unfortunately his last 2 gank attempts after the first blood lead to himself going down.
Yeah, these last few classes for Mineski have been going kind of sour here, and it's going to cost them a lot in towards the mid game. They need to get this Batrider Blink up quickly to get a real resurgence in their forward momentum, because for right now we see Lance has the Hand of Midas on his Mirana. They have Moonlight Shadow, which is going to tax the supports continuously for detection that they currently don't have, and on top of that, it's just kill momentum that Arrow rely on to really just keep gaining that team fight potential. Sand King does have a Blink Dagger. He went for the no boots build up, and by killing off that western double stack and now working his way through these centaurs in the central part of the jungle, he actually has his Blink at only 7 minutes. So yeah, things are going to go from bad to worse for Mineski, and Arrow really have all the potential.
Batrider's cleaning out a triple stack that he did himself here, so Jesse Vash did have that Blink Dagger online, and I believe there was a smoke gank headed towards the mid lane, but it looks like they'll decide against it, as I think they catch a glimpse of the Disruptor himself. And a nice D-ward coming out here from Arrow, dropping a sentry just to keep the mid lane safe. It's an area of contention. I mean, DDZ doesn't really have anywhere to gank since everyone's nestled up in the jungle, but it looks like he's going to look for it. He finds Jesse Vash, and this is going to delay the Blink Dagger big time. That's a very important kill here for this Queen of Pain. Moonlight Shadow will get him out of there safely.
He can kill the Ancient Apparition right now. The Moonlight Shadow, you can't predict where he's moving. He can just blink over the tree line here if he has an idea of it, but no, DDZ is just going to make his way back home. He kind of wants him. Oh, is he seriously going to go for this? He's going for it. Oh, so close on the radius, but just outside. That would have been a very beautiful double kill, but instead it's a free kill on the Batrider, and he was only like 30 gold off of his Blink Dagger. I think probably closer to the 15 or 20 gold away from it, and instead he falls, he buys a TP scroll.
So I guess that means he's like 100 off. But yeah, either way, he was extremely close, and that was unfortunate for ZXC or ASD here in the Ancient Apparition. It just turned to daytime as he was like downhill and running away. I don't think DDZ saw him still, but probably put some fear into that Ancient Apparition. And up top, this Morphling Chin farming. He's 54 and 11. He's doing pretty well, but it's still Arrow's Lance on the Mirana here, who does go for Hand of Midas treads. So he's farming nicely. 66 and 29 here at 9 minutes. We'll see what he wants to build into next. Maybe a Lincoln's game just to get away from that lasso, but I wouldn't be surprised if we just see some straight up damage items coming out from Lance.
Yeah, so DDZ goes for some trades on BYB, but with this 3-point corrosive skin, it's actually very difficult to do anything of the sort. So he's just going to go ahead and farm up this stack that was made for the Sand King, or at least bring it down a little bit, and he's going to make his way back to Fountain. Now, I'm really looking for the Sand King here. Up on the top lane, Johnny has an Epicenter and a Blink Burrow Strike. He's going to be looking for a kill here, but I don't think they can get the Morphling. We'll see how far they can bait in with the... Oh, they're going in. Epi Burrow Strike onto the Morphling. Strength Morphing as best he can. He will be able to wave away. and that's a lot of cooldowns expended. Now Batrider has no Flame Break, but they already popped out of the Sandstorm, and they're going to get the Blink onto Xiang's Eye, so they'll pull him back in. I think the Darkseer's as good as dead. No, it's going to be the turnaround DDZ with the Blink and Scream. They bring down the Morphling, they slow up the Batrider, and with one more Blink, they could kill him, and they will go in. The Burrow Strike onto Jay, the Scream onto 2, triple kill for DDZ, and they just get everything. They get absolutely everything out of that, and Arrow losing nothing. It looked bad at first, but DDZ with the reinforcement really hammering that gank home, and Lance just pushes up on top.
Yeah, I wonder if that was even planned. Like, they forced some rotations. Obviously, the blinking Queen of Pain, the leaping Mirana are going to rotate and get there a little bit better, but both teams have a go. Neither of them have enough damage to finish each other off until DDZ and Lance just show up, and suddenly it's 7-3, and DDZ is, what, 6-1 right now? And the only death he has, he killed the Viper first and then died to the damage over time. So he's doing very, very well, and this is why I have him on my fantasy team right here.
Definitely. I mean, that was such a close call, too, because the waveform was coming off cooldown. That would have been the death of Darkseer, but DDZ screams him down right before it comes off cooldown. And, yeah, that's going to be a full turnaround. Now on bottom, the Blink Burrow on Ancient Apparition. Thunder Strikes, he's as good as dead. They will just let him go to the damage over time. And that's another clean kill.
Now into the jungle here for the Dire. DDZ had that invis after just killing the Batrider. Now it looks like he will get another kill on him, but Batrider using that Firefly to great effect, staying along the ridge line. Here comes Lance over with some leaps and some auto attacks, and he will die to the tick damage of that Shadow Strike. And now Rubik wants to have a go. Damage reduction goes out. DDZ might back off, but he's got bottle charges and some more burst from the Scream of Pain. Ancient Apparition going to TP in. Viper is there as well. Now blinking away. Moonlight Shadow goes out, and these supports having a rough game. Pretty poor right now, so no reveal. They have to back off from that.
I mean, Mineski has always been a team that buys detection far less than they should, and having
two-man Burrow from Johnny.
Jeez, that Burrow Starstorm.
Blink Dagger.
That is just for the Doctor Order. They are being so aggressive right now, and there's nothing to really stop them. They can't reveal, like they can't outmaneuver. They're under so much pressure, and now they're going to go for the lasso onto Sand King, and with the help of the stand-in, Viper might be able to bring him down, but eats an arrow to the face, and Johnny, he's not going to survive, but he's going to do a lot of damage in return, so Viper will fall. Jesse Vash in a bad spot, and the retreat will be slow yet effective. So, yeah, right now, the biggest deal is that the Ancient Apparition doesn't have his ultimate. He's been fighting at level 5, 5.5.
Oh my god, another
really?
kill off his bat. He's died 3 times in a row.
Oh my gosh. I mean, at least he got his Blink. It's not like he's like losing that unreliable gold every single time he dies and doesn't get the Blink Dagger, but damn does it hurt. Glimpsing back the Rubik, he's going down too. Oh, actually, the Static Sword is pretty clutch because he did steal the Blink with the Spell Steal, but didn't actually work out for them. And the first Ice Blast goes astray.
Yeah, Ancient Apparition can be hard to play from behind. Your Ice Blasts don't do too much when the other team is out leveling you. And how much are they out leveling? Already about 8,000 experience ahead, and up top looks like there might be another kill on the Morphling. He's going to have to Strength Morphling away Johnny, though. Blink, Burrow Strike will cancel it out. Strength Morphling away, but out of mana. Shin will drop. Another kill for DDZ. He's godlike already.
This is brutal. Mechanism coming up for the Darkseer here. He doesn't even have his boots himself, but he's just a walking tank at this point of delivering out AoE damage, set up, and has that surge for max movement speed. So they can just kind of bulldoze down the mid tier 1 with no problem at all. Lance can farm where he pleases as he leaps away, dodges out his own arrow. And although that is a pretty big spell to give away to Rubik, for now he's going to be able to walk away unscathed. He uses his Hand of Midas, building up towards the Link Sphere. And once he gets that, he's nigh unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing really well, playing aggressive, getting a lot of kills, but still Lance going to go for a fairly defensive item in that Lincoln Sphere. Just why give up a kill? Because giving up kills when you're this far ahead just really opens the door. Like, Mineski could still come back if Arrow, fail on their over-aggression. So the Lincolns, I think, is like life insurance, I guess, on that Mirana. And BYB now, there's an Epicenter, solo Epicenter in the mid lane. Arrow will connect. That's from the Rubik, though, onto the Darkseer, and he will die in the Ice Blast. And Glimpse back to save the Sand King, and on the backside of that, 3 for Arrow down. Now DDZ is going to come in. It's a double kill here for Mosin, the only one to get some kills in this. It's the support disruptor.
Oh!
Arrow will land on Jay. He dies under the tier 1, but 3 for 3, that's really good for Mineski.
Yeah, that is actually the best thing they could hope for there. They set it up really well. They had an arrow right on the Darkseer. He, of course, doesn't have those boots. He was a pretty easy target, but even still a good snipe, using that smoke flank to get the arrow into 3-man Ice Blast, and they do clean up a number of kills. So they're happy to at least get something rather than nothing, which is pretty much what they've been looking at all game long. They create some space for the Morphling to get pretty close to that Linken's, but not close enough as the Orca comes out from DDZ. The right clicks are coming through. The big burst nuke and the kill is going to go to DDZ. Beyond godlike for this guy, and yeah, he has earned every single one of these kills. Really been putting up a storm. Another arrow steal, though, comes out for the Rubik. He died with it last time getting sniped off by the Mirana, but apparently Mirana didn't use the spell since then because he will pick it up once more.
Yeah, or she just shot some more arrows. But yeah, great spell for Rubik. We already saw that he put it to good effect, got a couple kills for it, made an even trade. Unfortunately, this is a well...
she catches him again. I think they're going to go for this. There's really nothing to stop him.
Nice two-man burrow from Johnny. This guy's a player right here. Coming back from, the Chinese scene that he played over for a while now, back to Southeast Asia.
Chain stacking it up and now doing pretty well in arrow. I mean, since BSG had to leave the team, he has definitely filled that void. Now they go for the burst combo onto Jesse Vash. He's gone, and they can even dive the Viper here. They're so tanky right now. Viper Strike will hit onto Lance. He's going to have to TP home. He will get mech'd up, and he will make it out. Johnny blinking in for the kill, and it's another death for Viper.
I wonder if he's just left in rage, or maybe his internet actually...
Jesse Vash had a lot of issues last game, actually. He disconnected maybe 6 times, so I think it's just a connection-based issue. But, you know, I wouldn't blame any form of enragement. This is just absolutely absurd.
Yeah, he's been really unfortunate. Like, he's even by his towers, and he's just died. Like, he's respawned, run back, and died, what, 5 times in a row now? Yeah, he's 1 in 5. Rubik's 2 in 7, and it's not like they're in no man's land. Like, they're by their towers. Sure, Rubik died a couple times, you know, getting the game rolling early for Mineski with the smokes and the rune control, and unfortunately he died, but for the most part, they're just getting obliterated.
Dude, Chin started with like 70 strength, and he morphs up to 87 just to get max strength, no damage to try to survive this. They do actually get some damage on the Mosin. The Urge Charge will pick him off, but the Rubik, of course, still fell. And yeah, this Morphling is literally farming with 30 damage because he can't possibly do anything else. Like, he started with 50 strength and then had max morph by the time the Orchid ended because he has to play as defensively as possible or he's as good as dead.
Yeah, did Rubik even... Yeah, Rubik died first, I think. Didn't even get the experience. He stole Starstorm and was able to layer up some damage there and disrupt him. Now bottom lane, Jesse Vash gonna die once more, farming out in his lane. This time he's a little far out, but what are you going to do? You need to find farms somewhere, yeah. So he goes into what he thought could have been the safest place. At least for a Bat Rider, you can Firefly over the edge of the map, but not when there's an Orchid up at, what was it, like 14 minutes here for DDZ, and now the Lincoln Sphere comes out at 17:30. Both of those items well before their average time.
Exactly. Vacuum's on cooldown for 3 more seconds, but they're trying to pull back the Viper here. Of course, DDZ waiting in the wings. He has crazy nuke, but Viper has Treads, Mech, Corrosive. He can maybe tank this. DDZ's double damage, though, has other things to say. The Vacuum back, they commit the wall, and with that, they should have this kill. The Orchid pops him, and the pressure continues across the map. And yeah, it's really easy when you get disconnected out of a game and you reconnect back in to be very disoriented as far as where the enemy's positioning is. Just 10 to 30 seconds, and suddenly the entire map shifts as far as location placement. But Johnny's going in for the big burrow. Instead, puts himself in a bad spot, and I think they could actually capitalize on this if they try to flame break him back. But they're just playing as defensive as they can. They know if they try to really dig their feet in and put a line in this, draw a line in the sand. Wow, if I can even say words. Draw a line in the sand.
They're overrated.
Outside their base there, it's just not going to work out for them. So yeah, they're pretty much saying we'll try to hold our base and work our way towards that Lincoln's, which is close-ish. I mean, they need the Void Stone still, but Arrow, really? I mean, obviously it's not going to change anything because DDZ's on a cliff, but it's just when you're getting hit by those kinds of arrows, it's like, how do you avoid the ones that you only get a quick second of viewing? But no, it's just unfortunate.
That's the weird uphill weave that arrows have, you know?
A Burst Strike is stolen, actually. They have the glimpse, though, so there's no way he gets out. And it's going to be another kill for Great of Pain, actually. Veil of Discord already up to the Sand King, who got that Blink Dagger extremely fast. And
I need DDZ to last hit some towers.
Dude, has he not got enough? Really?
No, dude, I don't understand why last hitting a tower is one whole point. I feel like it's not that big of a deal. For the fantasy, that is. So he could use some of those. But he's just going to go keep on killing people. Jesse Vash will not even be able to TP away. He dies where he stands. Doesn't even make it back to base. The ultimate expended for that. Another 3,300 gold. I mean, He could just go for, I guess, an Aghanim Scepter right now and get more burst damage out on a lower cooldown.
He's got the purse,
45
though.
seconds, I believe. Just 40.
Probably,
Yeah,
DDZ
probably
looks to be going for a Linken's, so. Or a Refresher Orb.
Battle Fury.
Yeah, that's alright, that's right. But no, it looks like it is going to be Linken's on the Courier. Man, Refresher Queen of Pain now sounds extremely fun, but... You know.
Apparition is still gone, and he's the only one on Mineski with True Sight.
Yeah, we're gonna see the kinetic field connect onto the Viper. So, each hero person is one of those heroes that you're okay with disconnecting out of the game because you can just micro him intentionally. You can just keep him in the fountain.
Anyways.
You just keep him out of the keep him in the fountain, throw out the Ice Blast, and you're pretty happy about it. Oh, look at that Burrow Strike though! DDZ giving the vision and the follow through. That is going to be some very nice kills for them. They are racking them up right now. Getting the clips back just to make sure of it. And it's going to be the Batrider to get caught in the Static Storm. So he can't lasso. You actually can't Firefly over the kinetic. And yeah, he's going to get dropped down. So some good Ice Blasts are flying out. But it doesn't seem to be changing the fact that they are just absolutely dominated right now.
How'd they actually see them there? Like, I see this ward up here.
I think DDZ like just barely walked past this tree
was
line.
He on the high ground?
Yeah, he was on the high ground.
Okay, yeah. So once again, Johnny with that Blink Dagger putting it to use. What did he get that Blink Dagger at? 7 minutes here on the Sand King.
Gotta rush it out.
Ever since then, I don't think I've seen him not land a 2-man Burrow Strike. So Sand King, I mean, his performance is being a little overshadowed here by DDZ being 17-1-6, but I think Sand King, I mean, if this game was any closer, could maybe be receiving an MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see right now them just trying to repel them out of the base and keep the Morphling alive. And yeah, he seriously is sitting with more strength than agility. Like, he has a crazy stun duration on his adaptive strike just because he is forced into this super passive roll set. Like, they're going to blink in and orc at him, and they might kill him anyways, but it's going to be a full team fight for it.
Well, about to be a big engagement down here. Kinetic field going off, zoning everybody. It doesn't look like anyone wants to commit. They probably don't want to fight without Lance's arrow. It's on cooldown for another 5, or even for that matter, Moonlight Shadow.
Anytime you have a good position for the epicenter or the Veil, if you hit 2 or 3 people with that, the fight's over. But they want to make sure that they can guarantee that. The Ice Blast will come down bottom. They're going to focus on Lance with this ultimate, but he's got Lincoln Sphere. They can't lasso him. Now going in.
Yeah, blinking out the Batrider. Wow, the wall goes down as well as the Sonic Wave, Scream of Pain. BYB standing here fighting 4 rather, cannot live. Will go down now. Chin still trying to run out. Prior to that fight, they met in the tree line, the Queen of Pain and the Batrider. I would have liked to have just seen a Shadow Strike go out so Batrider could never have blinked. Instead, he does end up grabbing someone. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe the Disruptors. He's the one who's dead.
Well, they get a pick, but they're going to be able to push in here. Even without much siege on their team, their arrow are still going to be, just with this farm and level backing, able to take down this tier 3s with relative ease. I mean, what can Mineski do at this point? Right now, they don't... Serious? Did Morphling have the Yasha before? And then, yeah, okay, maybe I just, like, brain farted on his items. But for some reason, I thought he just picked up the Yasha. Anyways, he's still working towards that Linkus. He's almost got it. They're going to try to hold for that. But now DDZ, his Linkus gets popped, and they're just going to go for the double burrow once again. DDZ cleaning it up. Ice Blast or not, he's going for the kill, and he will get it. DDZ blinking out here, breaking the cold feet, disjoining the auto attacks, and he will survive. So he's going to go for that Ags. Oh, the arrow connects onto Viper. Quick little punch there, and they can't even get out of their fountain. Hiding in the tree line here, Morphling. Oh my gosh, he is just trying to hide as best he can. He actually opted for the Manta style instead of the Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, he was just buying out Yasha and that recipe, just trying to get...
Yeah, I was going to say, that Yasha was new. I wasn't too sure either, but...
Maybe I didn't actually mouse over the recipe, so maybe he didn't buy a Lincoln the whole time, and I was just assuming based on how Morphlings pretty much always build. TDZ, a little low. Nowhere near low enough if Shin doesn't connect with the waveform, so yeah, he'll be fine. And they're taking down these melee wrecks completely uncontested. Diving in.
They did go for the Lincolns. It's not going to stop the arrow that keeps hitting him in the face. And a Solo Glimpse and Static Storm going to be used there. Here comes Chin, though, from his tree line where he was hiding. But I see an Epicenter on the other side of things onto the Batrider solo. Veil of Discord up here onto Johnny. He will not be able to blink forward, though, because he's standing in the fire. So I think Batrider gets back to base safely. Lance having some fun times with that Morphling. Now BYB going to get involved. Johnny still can't blink out. Finally gets away, and the racks go down here in the bottom lane. 40-9 at only 25 minutes. This was quite a game for Arrow, showing why they qualified directly for TI4.
Yeah. They're certainly showing some strength here. They're going to force them back. I'm trying to keep an eye on what Jay's doing over here. He's smoked into the jungle. He's apparently trying to prevent feed. Cares about those fantasy points himself. But, yeah, he is
the fans right there.
Going for a full jungle roll. Like, also noticed that apparently Darkseer was doing some of that vacuum stacking up on the high ground here. And Tranquil Boot jungling coming in from Jay. Yeah, he's going to drop the Tranquils. Try to get some cost-efficient CS here in the jungle, and say, screw you, team. I'm getting my PV on.
Fadebolt OP, man. Yeah. So I was talking about giving the what was it, the MVP to Johnny and or to DDZ, but I forgot. We already handed it out to the range creep earlier.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That was an awesome range creep kill. We'll have to go for the highlight on that one. But yeah, we do see Chin being glimpsed back. No more for you. Just death. Only tears now. So we do see.
Seriously, it's been only tears now for a while in this game, I think.
Yeah. The Sonic Wave, double kill, godlike, super godlike for DDZ. They need an Immortal 3 for this one guy because it is just insane what he's able to do. But yeah, essentially at this point, I have to question Morphling's lore. I don't think he was crafted from a comet. It's got to be the tears of those the rarest betters of Mineski. It's got to be.
Yeah. Probably. There's definitely enough of them, I would think. How much was on the line, or what point in this tournament are we even in? Like, I don't
this is group stage. This is just trying to get points in the earliest, and only 2 teams, other than the 2 we see before us, have actually gotten any points in the group stage. So it's very early on. Mineski certainly have some potential, and being matched initially against Arrow is never the easiest outlook for that kind of thing. But
yeah,
we'll see. Yeah, I guess so.
Are they not allowed to call GG, or?
Dude, this is Pinoy Dota. You don't call GG. It's a matter of pride. It's literally until the throne falls. You just don't do it.
I like that.
And it's not because you think you can come back. It's because you like to just clown around and fight and apparently farm the enemy jungle and kill couriers. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's dedication right there. 2 lanes are axed down now. Going for some more kills here. They're looking for the Batrider once more. And what do you know? Johnny's found him. He's going to expend the Epicenter because why not? But Lance gets the kill anyways. He's got the full Lightning Shield from his Mjolnir. Bottom lane DDZ. 26-1-7. No big deal. If I win this week, I know why. And I got to see it firsthand.
Awesome. Yeah, this is quite a thing from DDZ. I mean, we've seen 90 kill Tinker games from him. We've seen 26 kill Queen of Pain games from him. No surprise here, and he looks to be going for Ethereal Blade himself. Like, he's gonna get a shotgun to put up to the Morphling. Apparently, this is a stick up. This is robbing your item progression because, yeah, they are just beating the crap out of Mineski at this point, even in their fountain, even in their base. Jin's going to go down again. Look how squishy this Morphling is. Yeah, okay, it did go full agi now.
I was say he was full agility right there.
Yeah, he's got like 600 HP.
Let's see, can Sankin get out of this one, or is he going to be a feeder player? Nope, he's going to go ahead and, yeah, Ghost Scepter there on Zhong Z. I guess we should still cast these team fights. I don't know. Fountain farming. Not something you see every day. Is this tournament handing out items?
It's not amateur, so I would presume so, yeah. Mega the killing sprees are making some people very happy for some heroics.
I think you need, what, 500 viewers in-game, though, before it starts handing out items?
I haven't the slightest clue, but it sounds about right.
Stream. Seems fair.
Oh, Lance! Feeder Lance! Ping, ping, ping! Oh, there's that Ethereal Blade. Popping him off. Like a Scream could take out half Morphling's HP right now, or gets him up just in case. The Replicant's doing decent, but yeah, that's all you got going for you. Now we're going to go for the throne, go for the GG, and conclude this clowny little match here. 53-10, is that going to be the end kill count? Some wards coming through. Surge stolen. Yeah, here goes the throne.
What does the Mineski fortify?
Could have won it right there if they just done
turned it around.
Pop the CDs. So a pretty silly game of SEA Dota. Close game. Almost had it. But 28 minutes, 50 seconds, and the kill count is 53-10. Queen of Pain with the 28-1-9. Super quadruple Beyond Godlike spree for DDZ, and some great plays from the team as a whole. So just showing that they have the strength, that they have the fortitude, and the Mineski, especially with the stand-ins and the role swap, are a bit off kilter. So we'll see them again a little bit later here in the Good Play Gaming SEAI group stages. Actually do have a schedule I can pull up here to see the next time we're going to be seeing them is actually tomorrow for our first game. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8 p.m. Singapore time, and that is going to be up against MVP Phoenix, the runner-up of the Southeastern Asian TI4 qualifier. So still a very difficult match ahead of them, but maybe a little bit on better footing at that point. So that is going to be again in, I guess you could say 20 hours. Yeah, it is going to be tomorrow, 4 hours ago. So that is going to be followed up by Zero Latitude versus Invasion, and that should be a pretty close match as well. And yeah, otherwise we have plenty of great matches coming up here on Beyond the Summit or Beyond the Summit 2. So thank you guys once again for tuning in here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this pub stomp and fun little game between these two teams. But in the end, Air advanced, and now they are, as far as standings go, looking at 4-0. They took 2 off of Invasion, now 2 off of Mineski, and they're looking good to advance to the top of the charts for this group stage here. Anyways, that's going to conclude it here. Just this best of 2/2 game series ends up being 2-0 for Arrow. And we're going to wrap it up. So GoodPlayGaming, shout out to them and their partners Cat in the Box for sponsoring and, of course, organizing this tournament. And, of course, it's been commentated by Beyond the Summit. I myself am Blaze. You can look me up on twitter.com/blazecasting, and this is Helium. You can check him out at twitter.com/heliumbrella. And feel free to follow us. Feel free to provide some feedback if you did or did not enjoy the commentary. We'd love to hear from you. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great evening, and thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yep. See you guys.